George Bruno, you tried to shut me up, but you can't stop people from seeing the difference between truth and fiction. This is what it sounds like. Alright, the topic we've got to address today is these so-called cruelty-free carnivores. You know the type. They say they just slaughter one cow per year, and it only costs that one life, and so they're more ethical than vegans. Okay, enter George Bruno, a man who has quite a bit of respect in the manosphere and has done some very interesting interviews. This is not a personal attack on George Bruno, but rather an opportunity to see fact from fiction when it comes to people's actual lifestyles and what they portray that they're living. So just the other day, George Bruno posted a thread where he took a jab at vegan leather, which is arguably not as durable as real leather. I get it, to be fair, but it's different circumstances for different products and different ethical decisions. You want to take that jab, and one of my followers reached out and said back to him, I suppose in a search for compassion, hey, have you ever seen a cow run like a dog? And George said, yeah, I have, right before I slaughtered it and turned it into a freezer full of meat to feed my family. Real funny, George. So let's see if you're actually living that lifestyle.
This is raw beef that I prepared yesterday. I'm going to show you how I did it and then what I do 24 hours after marinating it. What I do is I start out with sliced thin raw beef. Latest shopping trip is, these are ribeye burgers. This is my dinner for tonight. So these are ground and made out of ribeye. They're about 20% fat. I have this shredded beef. This right here is marrow bones that you find in the Spanish section. A lot of times they call them soup bones, but I found this in the Spanish section.
Show us more.
What else do I have here? I have two thinner ribeyes. This will be for tomorrow. This is called the Carnivore bar. The ingredients are beef, tallow, and salt. This is from Butcher Box, this ribeye. I love Butcher Box. Actually, I'm going to put links for Butcher Box down below.
I guess that means you need to shut the f*** up.
Are you starting to see the disconnect here? That's why I had to chime in and say, George, I think you're full of and you buy most of your meat at the store like everybody else does. And look, maybe I would put a little more respect on it if you had videos of you breaking down some meat, slaughtering your own cows, sticking it in the freezer, but I don't think you're living that lifestyle. And you know what? George blocked me on Twitter and the other guy for this one interaction when I've been following him for over a year. So I see how it is, man. You want to shut me up? Okay, but you can't stop me from sharing this information on a much bigger platform and leaving it up as long as it takes for people to get the message, the difference between what people say they're doing in terms of their so-called ethical carnivore lifestyle and what they're actually doing. So you can bring that tough guy, meat equals masculinity, which is really provisional masculinity. You can bring that frame when you want, but people in my generation, we're ready to move on. We're not having that anymore. That's what time it is. In fact, a vegan diet provides an ethical framework for decisions. So that way you're not stuck at a restaurant where the server's not really sure if it's grass-fed, but you got to eat that anyways because you can't eat carbs anymore. I mean, we don't want your metabolic problems, man. We're ready to move on from that into a different paradigm where we didn't have to get on metformin in our 40s and 50s because of our high-fat Western diet. That's not the lifestyle we want as a generation. And so we're not following in your footsteps where you get painted into a corner where all you can eat is meat. Now, I told myself I wasn't going to make this a personal video or throw in any personal attacks. So with respect, I think it is imperative that people are able to see the difference between the so-called cruelty-free carnivore memes and then what people are actually doing. You can love it, you can hate it. Show me your lifestyle, and if it's different, then maybe I'll put some more respect on it. But a vegan lifestyle gives you an ethical framework for decision making, which cuts out a lot of that gray area. And if you guys want to hear me expound upon this a little more on why people go vegan, then click on the thumbnail that pops up right now. All right, y'all know what time it is. Red pill vegan. Next.